Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey chapter 448 is the last day of the week, aka the Big Bang Attack workout. I'm feeling very good right now, very excited for this workout. But anyways, back to the main subject matter for today. I'm tired of being psyoped. So the main reason why I wanted to discuss this today is because I'm tired of it. It has been something that I feel like is continuing on the further and further that I dig deeper into the internet, regardless of whether I'm on looking at something from one side or the other. It's all still fucked. And the worst part about it is that I know what's happening. I know that it's happening regardless of where I look. It's like as if there are people that are too far, let's just use the words I'm going to use, too mind fucked or mind raped in order to understand that they're fucked, really. I had a conversation the other day with my coworkers at a little bit of a luncheon, which was nice. It was a good time. But it also made me realize, wow, these people don't have any idea of what's actually going on out there in the realities or the deep parts of the world. And it's very astonishing to hear this or just see it because they're talking about things like the Super Bowl. And I'm like, okay, the Super Bowl, whatever. The fucking, who cares, right? You know, but at the same time, it's like as if we have gotten to that point now where everybody is just kind of ignoring a lot of the crazy shit that's happening on in the backgrounds, mostly because it feels like it gets explained away or it's too much of a thing to explain away. And it's a little bit of a frustrating thing. I think at this point, it's like I almost have to psyop myself in a certain sense where I have to just ignore everything that's happening in the realities of the world and try to focus on my world when in reality, as far as you can take it, that doesn't work. Unfortunately, as much as I would like to try to exclude myself away from the things that are happening out in this world, it's just not possible. Whenever you see certain things, whenever you see certain images or certain people, certain redacted files and things like that, it's just a little too much to the point where you kind of have to say something, and if you don't, it's like, why aren't you? And if you don't believe it, then you have a lot of other questions going on. Because then at the same time, it's like, all right, you worry about one guy doing bad things, but yet the guy that we actually have evidence on is apparently not doing anything bad, or he's already dead, but apparently he's probably not realistically. So it's kind of interesting and annoying. It's not even interesting. It's just frustrating to see these people that are basically mind raped. And it's not just necessarily my coworkers, but many people who will just disregard anything that happens. And it's kind of annoying in the other side of it because even if you wanted to talk about something like that, it would be shooed away. And it's very hard and very apparent that it's very hard to just kind of go through the motions of things without having to actually discuss some of these things, particularly because many of the issues that these people worry about nowadays are idiotic, to say the least. For some reason, a lot of people end up wanting to stop some three-letter agency from the government when not realizing they're all three-letter agencies that they should probably stop fucking with because, of course, they're going to get killed. But hey, big difference. Hold on. I'm just tired of both sides, basically, and I would like to have some type of just more of a personal look into what's going on and how I feel and all this other stuff, because obviously I can cast judgments upon other people, but at the same time, I want to actually look at why this bothers me so much, because I think this is like a super underlying idea that I have, because it's very frustrating to see a lot of this stuff. People caring about shit that at the end of the day truly doesn't matter and or is such a surface level good and evil thing that they're just so mind raped that they don't even realize the actual terrors that are happening. But for some reason it's just like so fucking slopped in the face by something that makes it so they stay surface level and never want to go under. So very weird. But with that being said, I will see you at Mother Base. All right, so started this day off with single arm lat pull down, which is pretty good. But anyways, back to the main subject matter for today. I'm tired of being psyoped. So the main reason why I want to discuss this is because this was something that happened twofold, where basically it was kind of an interesting thing. It was the end of the Super Bowl, and I heard people talking about it, and on one hand, I was a little pissed off in a certain sense because I almost don't care about hearing any of this type of stuff because all of the people that are, that are involved in this giant showcase of bread and circuses are probably demonic human beings that really don't care about anyone else except for themselves and using these platforms in order to channel energy towards themselves, or, just terrible things like assaulting children and things like that, of course, but we can't really talk about that
on this platform too much. But the issue is that a lot of the time when you bring something up like that, obviously I don't want to be the vibe killer to the luncheon at work, but at the same time, it kind of sucks in a certain sense when you try to bite your tongue on these types of things, because it's like, oh my God, I don't care about any of these things. Like I'd rather know about your life and what's going on in there, because the micro life of a person is so much more interesting and much more actually pertinent to your life, because people are usually living in adjacent lives where one person can impact another very, very quickly. But yet all of a sudden, for some reason, these people care about people that are so far removed from their lives that they will never truly impact them except for taking their energy away from them because they give them any attention. So it is very frustrating to see it, as well as the entire idea of the bread and circuses people just being so enthralled by things like the big game or big sport event and all that other stuff. And I'm not even necessarily against sports in general. I like sport as a dude. I like it, but I also understand that it is just a quote unquote waste of just my resources. I will occasionally look at something, but then move on, because I understand that it is something there to distract us from the crazy shit that's happening. And I don't want to go into like a weird altruistic idea of, oh, we must do something. Oh, think of the children, all this other stuff. But I feel like the more and more people would actually stop and start smelling the roses about the fact that all of this shit is so fucked on both sides. And when I talk about that, I'm talking about the left and the right, because of course we can't talk about one or the other without talking about both, because realistically they're both controlled by the same group, but nobody really wants to talk about that. I'll get into that a little bit later, and it's probably going to be a whole other episode. But I hate the fact that when I sit there and just listen to these things or try to interact with someone on the one side or the other, it's like I want to just be able to enjoy something. The enjoyment of things like this is gone now. I can't sit there and watch a hockey game without thinking, oh, wow, advertisement for Goislop. Oh, wow, advertisement for nuclear missiles. Oh, wow, another BlackRock company that is disguised as something else. Oh, wow, gambling and degeneracy. Oh, wow, more things so you can try to fuck a hole with someone, and all of a sudden you realize, oh yeah, you're just mutually masturbating together because we have to all use condoms and not actually have any life partners, because God forbid that you spread your seed to others that you just have a glorified masturbation off with. It's a very shitty thing, because now things just seem so benign. I don't care. I know what this is for. And it sucks on the other side too, because then you can't actually fucking enjoy anything, because now I just see it in everything that I watch, listen to, consume at all. I just see this shit, and it's annoying. Even if I'm like talking to somebody who understands it, it's kind of like, damn, we can't turn off our brain and just understand that this is enjoyment. There is none of that. I can't sit there and just be like, man, this movie is awesome. I just turned off my brain. All I see is, man, they are trying to propagandize me into believing some shit that I don't care about, and or to tell me some stupid self-masturbatory fact about their own life, about something where they want to just get it off their chest, when in reality no one but you gives a shit about your life, and you've just happened to be in the perfect spot or in the perfect place so you can get a lot of money from some rich asshole that wants to let you do whatever you want to do, honey. It's okay. Father's got your back. You have millions of dollars to play with. Fuck you. I hate the people that are like that, really, because it's like you try to force shit down onto people's throat, especially when you disguise it very thinly as art, when in reality it's all propaganda in order to make you believe that this is okay. I'm okay in this world. Fuck off. I really don't care about you, and you probably should face a wall. One day we're going to have the discussion about the 3 walls, and I hope to God that I don't get banned for that one, because it's going to be a very interesting one. But still, I think that this entire frustration just stems from the idea that as much as I would like to turn off the brain, to say, hey, ignore the fact that these people are probably disgusting human beings and are probably actual demons, are truly soulless, and don't care about anything but the popularity that they have consumed themselves to get to the point where you actually know who they are. ignore that. Enjoy the music. Because even then, when listening to the music, I start listening and actually thinking about what they're saying, and it's all just terrible horseshit and such generic bullshit that makes absolutely zero sense. And it's like, I can sometimes turn it off depending on what type of artist I'm listening to, but even then it's just rough, especially knowing that, like, all right, I'm gonna support these guys by giving them the 0.003 cents that Spotify is gonna give them. Great, that's good, that's supporting my artist right there. I love that. And it's so fucking stupid. Like, I'd rather just get their stuff for free, because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't give a fuck about the 0.0003 cents that they're going to get from Spotify anyway, because they're all being fucked over by the same machine that's making all of these things popular in the first place. It's very annoying to have to be able to sit there and just say all these things over and over again when trying to consume any type of anything. And I hate it. It's like, it sucks. It's like, I wish I could just sit there and turn off my brain, but I can't. And it's very frustrating. And then it's also very frustrating to hear people who can do that, who are just so disconnected from that, who are living their life understanding that, whatever, I'm moving on. It's so frustrating to be on both ends of it. I wish I could do something about it. I wish I could sit there and actually understand what's going on and just be able to be like, I'm enjoying it. Maybe retard max, which is something I should probably end up doing realistically. I think the retards really do have it in the bag on this one, particularly in this one, because I think that if you're retarded about this type of stuff, you can actually enjoy life way more than you can if you actually pay attention to anything. That's why I've retard maxed certain subject matters, and I'm starting to do a lot of stuff to start retarding my life up, so that way I don't pay attention to any of this shit. So then that way there are barriers to these types of things, so they don't get into my face, because I can't just sit there knowing what's going on everywhere and all these distractions just get it into me and then just make me just want to fucking go crazy. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed, none. Exercises skipped, also none. Got everything in, thankfully. But anyways, back to the main subject matter for today. I'm tired of being psyoped. So the main reason why I want to discuss this is because I think that there are some times where seeing the evils upon the world that is out there can be tiresome, to the point where you hope and you pray that maybe you could go back to living a life of ignorance, of resistance, of knowing that, hey, none of this really matters, and or a type of weird shallowness to the world that unfortunately is just not possible. This is one of those times that's happening to me personally right now. As much as I would love to just sit there and dull my eyes out to a good old game of sports ball, I can't just help but look and see all the bullshit that's happening behind it. Whether it be the gambling, the bread and circuses, the commercials for shit that's going to go up in price or change the user terms of service so make it so that they're spying on you at all times, or the fact that they're just trying to give you as much goy slop food as they can feed you. It's all the same. Really, when looking at it, you see all these people that are rich and famous, when in reality, they're doing terrible things behind the scenes. You can't take anything that they say seriously. And then if you talk to anybody about it, you seem like the weird one, even though this is fact. This is all true. It's been proven now. And now that this has been proven, people just kind of bury their heads into the sand and say, oh, well, what am I supposed to do? And I think that that's the main thing about this that is so frustrating, is that nobody really is doing anything. And with that, I want to say that this will probably be my dedication from now on to try to go out of my way to talk about this type of stuff, because it is so important and also beyond the scope of what I am. I'm just a dude somewhere working a menial job. It doesn't matter. But at the same time, there has to be enough people like me understanding the realities of the world to, hey, maybe let's do something about it. And I'm tired of not doing anything about it. I'm tired of sitting here having to stick my thumb up my ass pretending everything is okay. It's like a tumultuous culture that is going to keep going down and burning itself. It's literally the meme of the dog sitting in the fire saying, saying this is fine. It's a mental retardation that you kind of have to zap people out of. Seeing where you can kind of just red pill them and understand that, hey, maybe we should probably do something about these things. Maybe we should call out companies and or people and or things that are, you know, supported by these people or are all interconnected, because somehow, some way, somewhere, they're all interconnected. And I don't understand why people are just kind of like, oh, they're playing one side or the other. Motherfucker, it's everybody. It's the high level people versus the low level people. And I'm sorry to say it, but 99% of you are the lower end people. And that's it. If you're watching this video, you're probably the lower end people. What is it? You are nothing but a data point on a statistical sheet to them. You are nothing. And that's the thing. I think that that is the most frustrating, because then you get so distracted by the bullshit that they put in front of you, by the things that they want you to take care of, when in reality they're playing both sides just to make it so there's infighting and there's never really a place to all of us to turn around and see, oh, they are playing each side. If you want an example of this, Maxwell, I forgot her fucking first name, is Gladystain or whatever the fuck her name is, Bitchestain, whatever the fuck, Gladystain Maxwell, whatever her name is. She ended up being one of the most powerful admins on Reddit, while Jeffrey Epstein convinced Moot in order to make Poll, which is just an offshoot of the N board, but still, that's something where both sides are being played there. People are thinking that it's us versus them, when they're looking at the same battlefield in a certain sense. They aren't looking at who's controlling the battlefield. And it's kind of frustrating, especially because you just want to like yell at people and just be like, why do you care about this? Why are you giving this Bad Bunny guy any attention whatsoever when he's probably either getting fucked or fucking some random dude and or probably doing some shit that is probably shouldn't be doing? Realistically, they're all interconnected. What's the most likely chancehood that he was at a Diddy party? Oh, all of a sudden that's like, oh, maybe he is and maybe he isn't. Oh, yeah, oh, he's Hispanic. You can't say that. Fuck that guy, all right? And that's the entire point. You're not in that club. They are. So whenever you talk about them, they only grow stronger in power. There should be a law against how much actors make in Hollywood. That's a whole other story, which I will get to, because the entire, the entire industry of Hollywood is just a sham, really, and has somehow been able to skirt the laws of reality, honestly. But we'll get there one day. I think that this entire frustration that I have currently is just so boiled down to the one way I can describe it as is, I have no mouth and I must scream. That's what it feels like, where you see the horrors of the world and you cannot do anything about it. You just absorb it and move on. Kind of like when watching a gore video in 7th grade, where all of a sudden you see a man being beheaded for the first time in your life. Oh my God. That's it. That's it. That lasts in your brain for the rest of your life. And congratulations. You now know the realities of horror at the ripe old age of 12. So, with that being said, though, tell me what you think in the comments section down below. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions about this one. I will probably go into more depth about all of these things, because I feel like the more that I actually talk about it, specifically out into the world, maybe something will come back. Hopefully I won't be dead, but you know, who knows? Who fucking knows? Because at this point, there are so many goddamn coincidences where people shoot themselves in the back of the head twice. You never know what's going to happen. So it's kind of interesting, because people will just ignore that completely. Or, you know, my car accelerator will be stuck at 150 miles per hour, which is impossible, going in, in a small little drag strip race. And it's going to be a brand new car, maybe a brand new Mercedes. Why does that sound familiar? That's a different story for a different day. But anyways, please let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with anybody who may or may not like it. I will be back on tomorrow with a new video. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Keep it heavy, stay safe out there, and stay warm. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.